Hi, my name is Annie. Welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Bible in a year as part of discipling. We're currently reading the book of Joshua, which is about the conquest of Canaan. But we're in chapter 5 specifically, where we're looking at the different rites that the Israelites are now engaging in Gilgal. So the rites. When all the kings of the Amorites to the west of the Jordan and all the kings of the Canaanites by the sea had heard, the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan before the Israelites until they crossed over. They were disheartened and lost courage at their approach. On this occasion, the Lord said to Joshua, "Make flint knives and circumcise the Israelites nation for the second time." Whew! So Joshua made flint knives and circumcised the Israelites at Gibeath Haraloth. Remember, the Israelites were circumcised at birth. I think at 8 days, yes. At 8 days, the Israelites are circumcised. Now Joshua is saying again, God is saying again a second time. Under these circumstances, of all the people who came out of Egypt, every man of military age had died in the desert during the journey after they left Egypt. Though all the men who came out were circumcised, none of those who were born in the desert during the journey after the departure from Egypt were circumcised. Okay. In that 40-year period, because remember also they got the laws of circumcision. Um, yeah, well, we skip that. But though all the men who came out were circumcised, none of those born in the desert from the journey from Egypt were circumcised. Now the Israelites had wandered for 40 years. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Now the Israelites had wandered for 40 years in the desert until all the warriors among them mhm, who had come from the land of Egypt died off. Do you remember God saying, "You people won't see the kingdom, but your descendants will"? Now these are the descendants who remained, who are not circumcised. Okay? Had died off because they had not obeyed the Lord God and his commands. For the Lord swore that he would not let them see the land flowing with milk and honey, which he had promised their fathers he would give us. It was the children whom he raised up in their stead, whom Joshua circumcised, for these were yet with foreskins, not having been circumcised on the journey. When the rite had been performed, the whole nation remained in the camp where they were until they recovered. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Today I have removed the reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore, mhm, therefore, the place is called Gilgal to this place." So what does this mean? Gilgal means I have removed reproach from Egypt from you. I've removed reproach from you. Well, the Israelites were encamped at Gilgal on the plains of Jericho. They celebrated the Passover on the evening of the 14th of the month. On the day after the Passover, the produce they ate the produce of the land in form of unleavened cakes and parched grain. On that same day after the Passover on which they ceased, no longer were there manna for Israelites, who that year ate of the field of the land of Canaan. So that first year, manna stopped. You remember God's daily provision. Manna stopped, and now they were eating the fruit of the ground. While Joshua was near Jericho, he raised his eyes and saw one who stood facing him, drawn with a sword in his hand. Joshua went up to him and asked, "Are you one of us or are you one of our enemies?" He replied, "I am neither. I am the captain of the host of the Lord, and I have just arrived. I'm the captain of the host of the Lord. I am one of God's mighty." But captain, we know what it means. It means the leader. Then Joshua fell prostrate to the ground in worship and said to him, "What has my Lord to say to his servant?" The captain of the host of the Lord replied to Joshua, "Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy." So this is what we said, the angel of the Lord appeared to him. The angel of the Lord often is a depiction of Christ, of God taking human form, taking an angelic form, actually, taking an angelic form when appearing to people. And Joshua removed his sandals, obeying, in obedience. We continue in chapter 6 in the next one.